Hey, what's up, 360 electricians? Welcome back to the #1 channel for electrical contractors to up and run their business. I'll tell you what I'm not the guru in, and that's electrical code. But I'll tell you what, I would be amiss if I didn't tell you that to run a successful electrical contracting company, you need to know the code. In this video, I'm just going to share 3 of my top tips on codes you must know when you're an electrical contractor running electricians on the field. Hey, comment and tell me, should I add one? Should I take one out? Because obviously the code is huge and we do need to know all of it. But this is just my top 3 so that you can add your top 3 in the description. Let's go. Hey, before we begin, this video is sponsored by electricaltime.com. If you guys have never heard of electricaltime.com, that is run by a good friend of mine, Steve Cavaleris, who is a master electrician, contractor, and a certified Mike Holt trainer instructor. If you have not heard of electricaltime.com, you can go and email Steve right now and ask him, Steve, Jeff told me you're going to let me sit in for one free class where he teaches you the electrical code using the Mike Holt system and slides. There is no better educator on earth than Mike Holt himself. Now, Mike Holt doesn't even do the type of classes that Steve does. So if you're a huge Mike Holt fan and you want to be trained by someone that Mike himself has trained, you're going to go to electricaltime.com and tell Steven Jeff sent you. Let's get into the video. Okay, guys, so of course I have 100 different codes that I think would be the most important, but 3 come to mind that's just happened to me this week where I had to step in as an electrical contractor and help my guys out on the field to wrap their heads around things. Number 1 is grounding and bonding. In Montana, we've got a lot of outhouses, pump houses. We've got a lot of mobile homes that are on pedestals. We've got a lot of panels that were put in here in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and a lot of them are panels, not main breakers that have their neutrals and their grounds bonded together. They're not bonded to water and anyway, listen, grounding and bonding is one of the most important codes that you need to know. There are several resources for that. Of course, electricaltime.com is one of them, but of course, Mike Holt also has probably the go-to Bible for grounding and bonding called Grounding and Bonding.
Bonding and grounding
from Mike Holt. I'll leave links down below if you're interested to get this book directly from Mike Holt himself. So you got to know your grounding and bonding. That's tip number 1. Let's go to tip number 2. Okay, tip number 2 happened to me 3 weeks ago, and it's something that hasn't happened in a while. We had a outbuilding, or let's just say a barn, that was 180 feet away from the metered main breaker that was feeding it. My technician that went out there, for whatever reason, didn't think about voltage drop. So the good news is any project that's over $10,000 does have to go through me. That's a way that even though I micro-franchise, I have checks and balances. And as soon as I got this and I looked at the material list and the bid, I thought to myself, something is wrong. Why is there so many feet of aluminum and yet there was a 100 amp sub panel on here with a 100 amp main breaker? Right away, I knew that they did not calculate for voltage drop. Did you know that we needed to increase that pipe from 1 1/4 to 2 inch to 4/0? Wow, what a game loser that would have been if we didn't catch it. Voltage drop, tip number 2. Tip number 3 is from another amazing sponsor of the channel, and that is Weha. German engineered tools like no other. What do I have here? That's right, it's a torque set. It's actually a really, really nice torque set. I'll link this to the bottom so you can use my affiliate links if you're interested. All right, torquing. Tip number 3 probably is that you are not making your employees or you yourself are not torquing almost everything you touch that's electrical. Did you know that every single manufacturer, whether it's a receptacle all the way to a panel, has a torquing requirement?
Hey, Mike Holt here, MikeHolt.com. NEC 11014D requires terminal tightening torque values to be on the equipment or the instructions so we can properly torque those terminals.
Tip number 3, consistently remind yourself and your other employees to torque.
Hello.
And finally, your bonus tip, and probably the most exciting, hey, Are you in the 360 Electrician community? It's the network 100% dedicated to electricians that want to become electrical contractors and for electrical contractors to level up. By you going to www.the360electrician.com, going down and signing up for the network, we are going to give away all of these sponsored and non-sponsored tools in the network. Every month we have a giveaway. Go there if you're an electrical contractor, because other electrical contractors are in there to give you this kind of information, to support you, to say heck yeah to your wins and to listen to your woes, give you the advice, and by the way, for you to contribute and help them as well. It's the only network dedicated to us, the 360 Electricians. Hope you enjoyed the video. Smash that like and follow. It's the #1 way you can give back to me, and I will see you guys on the next one.